called Happy Birthday, Andy.
I sang myself happy birthday last night at my gig.
Good morning, everybody, and happy birthday, Andy.
Thank you, Ken.
I told you 40 only comes around one time. You really got to make the most of it. Thanks for spending it with us here at Reverend Guitars.
40.
Yeah. Jeff,
40.
you got something to say?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Andy.
Well, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
March 14th, we're back. It's been a while. It's 11:04. I think we started on time.
Not too bad.
Late. Maybe a
Not too
minute
bad.
late. Yeah.
Had a little birthday jams.
Little birthday jam. We have
Yeah,
Andy Patalan with us today.
we do.
Say hello, Andy.
Hello.
And as
Hello.
always, it's been a while. Ken Haas.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, I've been out on the road,
And I'm here too.
and Jeff's here,
I am here.
but John's not here.
John's not here.
John is seeing Willie Nelson in Austin, or
Saw him last night. Yeah.
he saw Willie himself. There was a performance or whatever
Yeah, at his ranch.
at his
last night.
ranch. I knew he went to the ranch. I wasn't sure that Willie was playing.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty
Yep,
cool.
yep,
Plays that guitar with a hole in it. Well, it's got two holes in it. It's got the one hole that it's supposed to have, because it's one of them acoustics.
Ah, yes.
And then it's got some other hole from like his thumb wearing out the wood or something. It's a very famous guitar from what I understand. I don't know a lot about acoustic guitars.
So I hear.
Yeah, very, very little. You, however, you know a little bit about acoustic guitars.
Yeah, I tend to play a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hits all the frequencies that burned out of my ears for years of playing loud electric guitar. I can hear new things with some acoustics.
So outside of Sponge, you do a lot of solo acoustic shows around the Detroit area
Yes.
and elsewhere.
And elsewhere.
Yeah.
I've gone long distances to play sometimes with people.
Yeah.
If they want me, I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the material that you cover? Do you try to mix in some of the stuff that obviously that you played on and stuff from your band, as well as 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever floats your boat?
Anything. Like I enjoy. I'll play songs that I enjoy playing. I won't. Do
Holy
the,
shit! Look at that.
And they're off.
Look at that. That, my
Right on
friends,
time.
is pro.
We're out of
shit.
practice.
Pro shit right there. Wow.
I might walk out.
I have never had the ringer on them. I didn't know what it was at first because I never have
Oh,
the
you've
ringer
had that
turned
on. I've heard that dinging from your office when you're not in there, and
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna explode.
Right, because I only turn on the ringer when I'm waiting for like a confirmation call from the bank or something like that.
Right.
You know, and then so when it
Yeah,
sorry,
bank
we
stuff.
totally got sidetracked. You were saying about your material and your solo performances.
There's a billion people playing cover songs and doing all that stuff. I never played it as a kid, so now it's like I'm not doing the standard one. Everyone, Brown Eyed Girls. Like I can play it, but those aren't the ones I go to. I'd rather play like oddball ones that people go, God, I know this one. Like Rhinestone Cowboy, or some just some spinners, some stuff that you don't hear acoustic guys playing all the time. So I got big plans to like be the first acoustic guy with pyrotechnics, things like that. Let's mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, you need to light that guitar right on fire.
They burn more. Acoustics burn easily.
They do. I often refer to them as kindling. As a matter of fact,
I know.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've been busy. So pretty much since the beginning of the year, we missed a bunch of these shows due to the NAMM, of course. And you were asking, the NAMM was great. We have some stuff here from the NAMM that we can talk about in a second. And then the lovely Miss Penny and I took our annual 10-day reprieve, our non-guitar vacation. We do it once a year. We travel
By train?
with no guitars. No. I wish they would lay train to the Caribbean.
Yes.
But apparently it's cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
But and so we hung out down there for a little bit, and then when I came back from that, we hit the road running around here. I did a guitar show in Birmingham in the UK, which was great, with our dealer partner in Glasgow, Merchant City Music, Richard Cameron. And boy, you spend a few days with the Scottish guys, and that you've spent too much time with them when you can understand what they're saying. Right?
Yeah.
Really fun guys, and I think that my buddy Fergus, what a shagger he is, an absolute shagger. I think he's coming here in a couple weeks to visit us.
Really?
Yeah, that ought to be kind of fun. And then And then I came home from Birmingham like a psychopath and was here for 2 days, and then I drove to Asheville, North Carolina. And people were asking when I was talking about the Asheville show the last time we were here. A lot of people were surprised that they even had it after all the troubles that they're having down there. And getting there was a little bit of a challenge. I got routed off the I-40 and pulled my trailer through some crazy mountain roads, but it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like following the French Broad River
Yep.
into Asheville. It's absolutely beautiful area of the country. And then the show was very well attended. It was cool.
That's cool.
Dealers came from all over the country, the vintage guys like they usually do. And so there was a lot of vintage guitar swapping happening. And then, yeah, we made some friends. Apparently, I made an enemy. I found out this morning from these guys that somebody was on the internet saying I was rude to them. I apologize for that. I ended up doing the show alone. So Penny had a family emergency, and she had to stay home. So I drove down there and did all the setup and tear down by myself. And I do my best, but it's hard sometimes to talk to 3 or 4 people at once and make sure everybody's getting the attention they deserve. So I apologize for being rude. And then that brings us up to speed. We're back, well, at least for this week. How about you? What have you been doing since the last time you were here? Because there's, I know there's sponge stuff to talk about. Fire away.
Yep. We have let's start with the sponge stuff. We have a busy summer and fall coming up. We have a 2-month tour with Everclear and Local H, all across the states, like the whole states we're covering.
So at least Detroit.
No. But we are playing Michigan earlier off that tour, but yes, with Everclear. But no, we were wondering about that. We were wondering why there wasn't one there. But anyway,
Well, where's the closest to here anyway?
with that package,
Yeah, because I want to see Local H. I mean, I want to see you guys again too, of course, but I haven't seen Local H in years.
yeah,
Love Local H.
I gotta look at the I think a Columbus.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
At the, I think King of Clubs down there. And,
I can make that happen.
Yeah, maybe Cleveland. But yeah.
Have you ever heard them do Toxic by Britney Spears?
Oh yeah.
So good. So
Yeah.
look that up.
That's gonna be
if you're
fun.
not Local H covering Toxic.
Yep.
It's amazing. But they're amazing.
That's
do
the
you,
kind
do
of
you cover
acoustic song.
that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course you do. Do you do
You're
any
right.
Christina Aguilera?
Right. No.
How about Shakira?
No.
Well,
Shakira.
see, you've got goals.
I did Bobby Brown last night though.
Nice. Which one?
My prerogative.
Oh,
of course.
of course.
It goes over well acoustically.
Back to Sponge.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, busy. We have a bus crawl coming up, which is our annual crazy bus crawl where people come to one venue. We all get on 3 or 4 buses, drive to a venue, set up and play. Everyone gets back in the bus. We go to another venue, jump on the people's gear that's there, hop back in the bus, and do it again. So, like 3 venues. We go play 3 or 4 songs, rock out.
In Detroit?
In Detroit, yeah, all throughout like the east side.
What are the clubs, do you know?
Yes, Coonan Brewery,
Okay.
Firehouse Pub in St. Clair Shores, and the Diesel Concert Lounge up in
Rad.
Chesterfield. Yeah,
That's cool.
And it's just mayhem. If you
That
know
sounds like it.
Any crawl or bus crawl you go on to, people show up drunk. So it's like it just goes from there. It gets out of control. Yeah, it's wild times.
Are you guys are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Riding Pinata?
Yes, still 31th year.
Yeah.
Yep, and we have a record that we put out recently of covers from 1994 that the label said, hey, pick 10 cover songs from the same year your
Yeah.
album came out. So that album came out. We have a new album coming out. Jason and I were just talking about the artwork for that. A new album come out, which is like new songs that were recorded in 94 that were never finished. Might
cool.
not have had a solo or didn't have a vocal on it, so we finished those up. So it's like old school Sponge stuff. And
You guys want to come in here and do another session with new material?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because now you guys were like our second band. Is that right, Jeff?
I don't know.
Because there was some. We were still
yeah.
we were still working out a couple of the kinks.
Right.
You know, and now this room's pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you back, man.
Absolutely.
You guys
Yeah,
are
no,
awesome.
that's a done deal.
Yeah,
for sure.
so cool. I have to get my copy of that cover record because the last time I saw you, it was like it was close to being released.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we did that festival together last summer. That was fun. Anything else going on like that around here this year that you're that you guys have hopped on?
The fall tour with Everclear and Local H doesn't come around this way.
Strange things are afoot.
Yeah.
Huh.
You getting
That's
another
right.
call?
Or a drone flying over.
You know, I hope not. Sorry.
Well,
But we do have some sponge dates locally, like we're playing the Roxy in Rochester Hills. We're playing at a winery out in Onstead. This kick-ass winery.
I want to go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard about that. You know, my kids grew up out in Onstead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They go to school there?
My oldest daughter graduated there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You met Kira last summer, and
Yeah.
and she, I saw her this morning. She
Yep.
told me to say hi.
I've spent
She's
some
like,
time
"Oh,
there.
Sponge." She said, "I saw you were having Andy on. Is that the Sponge guy?"
Yeah, come to that, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that'd be wild.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time out there when they were little. It's a weird little town.
Yep.
With a weird little.
Touristy with the racetrack, you know.
Yeah,
You get the NASCAR coming through there and just,
Yeah.
which is an amazing thing to see, to behold.
I used to go to IndyCar races out there when I was a kid, and even when I was a teenager and into my 20s. Yeah. I don't think they do any open wheel out on that track anymore, but it's a huge track.
Huge, yeah.
2 mile oval we have right in southeastern Michigan, right up the road. Well,
Speaking of oval,
yeah. Speaking of
you were
speaking
telling
of
me,
young fellas,
you were telling me why this looks so cool. This sparkle looks different.
yeah, that is gold metal flake on top of white, which just pops. I mean, it really makes the gold pop.
Yeah.
So this was new this year. These are the signature models for Ryan Malixie of Hot Mulligan. Last year we did Chris Freeman's guitars from Hot Mulligan, and we did very, very well with them. And so this year was and then all year last year, they call him Spice. Ryan, his nickname is Spice, and all year on the internet we got, "Where's Spice's guitar? Where's Spice's guitar?" And you know, he had to think about it a little bit, but he went with the correct headstock, which is great. I'm really proud of him for that. And then once we started again, Vern Reed got us into doing some gold hardware and some black hardware, and Ryan has a Jetstream 390 that he modded up with some gold hardware. It's a HPP, a 6-gun HPP, and he put a gold rail hammer in the bridge and started replacing the hardware on it. And then we got the gold hardware available to us, and we made all the custom parts, the custom input jack, and the custom knobs, and the custom neck plate with the R, and got the tuners done and everything. And so this color is exclusive to Ryan for now for this gold over white. And then this is our Mulberry Mist, and it has the rear painted gold pick guard, backsprayed pick guard. And he's a maple neck guy, so they both have maple necks. We don't have any plans on doing rosewoods right out of the gate, but we were doing our little lick in the middle, and I was just to be a goofball. Every time I did that, I changed the switch. Neck P90s are like a thing with us. You know, we sell so many of our what we call H90 models or double agent models, where the humbucker's in the bridge and the P90 is in the neck. And the P90 in the neck is just a percussive,
Yes.
but like great. You can take these guitars that are such great rock guitars,
Yep.
and then go to the neck and have such an amazing jazz tone. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna play a major 7 just to tell you what I'm talking about.
I fell in love with that P90. My first one that had it was the Volcano, and a P90 in the neck.
All of those, that H90 thing that
Yeah.
Joe was doing,
And I subsequently put it in a few other guitars, so yes. Yep.
And and it'll still handle some rock tones like. But there's hum, you know, the P90 hum is part of getting the P90 tone, right? But still sounds great in position 2, reverse wound in the middle, noise canceling, so you can do the thing. It's not as aggressive as a humbucker. A lot of my true P90 players, like Matt West from Neck Deep being one of the guys, and then my friend Lance. There's a guy that works at Wildwood Guitars. Lance is one of the sales guys there, and he's a big Reverend fan, and he plays a lot of Sensei Juniors, and he has a band called Lugosi Smile, and you can find his stuff online. Dude shreds, he's so good, and he loves the P90 tone, and so when he's recording, he just finds the place in the room. Where the P90 and the transformer kind of sync up and cancel each other out, and then doesn't move and like does all of his stuff. You know, it's just funny guitar player stuff.
Ghosty Smile is chiming in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, calling Lance a jerk.
nice. Yeah, man. But I mean, I love him, and we have a lot of diehard P90 fans in our thing, and Ryan is one of them. And there's the Hot Mulligan. If you guys aren't familiar, get familiar and watch their Circle R sessions because they're amazing. But Ryan's a great player, and both of those guys do a lot of real percussive things. And so having the mid-centric guitars really accents the pull-off and hammer-on sort of part of their style. And then Ryan is just a great single-note lead player, and I think it's cool as hell that he's down with the Jetstream 390. And so we have his cool version, the Ryan Malixie Sigs, and they're doing great. Get them while they're hot.
Also features that neck-on switch.
Yeah, the studio switch. So we're, which one is it? In the middle. So this is so that you can add the neck position to anywhere you are on the five-way blade. So if you just think about it as adding the neck, it makes things a little easier. So if you're on the bridge, you can add the neck pickup and get the traditional like
SRV.
Yeah. It's a great tone.
Yeah.
I forgot to hit that one when I was.
Exceptional sustain.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah. Speaking of, there's a new Spinal Tap coming out.
New Spinal Tap.
I
Yeah.
saw like the trailer for it.
Yeah, I've been seeing people talking about that.
Yeah. Exciting.
It is. Speaking
As long
of
as it's not like
sustain.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Right.
Dumb and Dumber, you know.
Dumb and Dumber. Well, should we go to Sensei's? Let's go to Sensei's.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, this one, when you did the Instagram post, my eyes drew right to this. It was like, whoa, wait a minute.
You like that transparent white?
Yes. It's
That-
so nice.
Thanks. I'm glad you guys dig it.
Yep.
I mean, the Carina is, obviously super lightweight and mid-rangey. We talk about all that kind of stuff. But when we go with these like natural finishes on it, the grain is so subtle.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you get up on that, you can see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you
it's
can see
really
that.
cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, and the backsprayed gold looks great with the cream plastic and all that. I mean, that the whole package there is super dope.
Yep.
This is Chronic Blue Burst, and this was the talk of the NAMM booth. We do this really cool thing where we burst the back of the necks as well, but this is Pearl White to Chronic Blue, and this was dreamed up by our friend Tim Kornick up in our office as is hitting us up with some colorways, and he hits Naylor up with some colorways, and then Naylor takes it and sort of dials it in a little bit. I was at an AM show probably in 2001 or 2 where G&L had made 3 or 4 one-off guitars in like a plain white to bright color bursts. And then they were pretty funky looking, and I ended up with the white to pink one. I called it Pepto Burst. I had that guitar for a few years, and then somebody offered me a ridiculous amount of money for it. Like the kind where you go, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, it's yours now. Congratulations. But
You think you get
And
that
so-
kind of offer on that solar?
yeah, maybe. So that was like, I had those guitars stuck in my head. So when
Yeah.
Tim brought it up, I went through to find pictures, right?
Yep.
And I had, like, you remember the little yellow packs that you would get your Kodak pictures
Yes.
from when
Oh, yeah.
you went and
Oh,
had.
yeah.
Because we all used to go to like the CVS
Yeah,
and
Arbor
the
Drug.
Rite Aid, Arbor Drug.
And you get 2 pictures.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You get to
Double
for one to
prints.
have your rolls of film developed. And I mean, I used to walk around the NAMM show and take film photographs.
Yes.
And so I went home and like dug through all of these pictures to find like, yeah, that sounds familiar. Like, and then so we thought about that and just what we could do with it with our colors and how we could make it better. And I believe Naylor was the one, I don't know who suggested the pearl, but the pearl like you can see the pearl kind of,
Yep.
like doing the pearl thing on this. I don't know if Jeff, if you can get in on that if you want to. I'm gonna put my face there too, so you can focus on my nose.
I mean, you're not going to see the pearl come through, but
Yeah,
I can.
yeah. It's a stunner, and we're offering a handful of guitars in this, not just the Sensei, but the double agent, and what else, Jeff? I offered a handful of guitars. I could remember one
I
other.
think maybe the HPP.
Yeah, the 6-gun HPP looks really
yeah.
cool. Yeah, with the 2 cream P90s on it and stuff. And then just the H90 idea of having the humbucker and the bridge, I mean, gives you, I'm going to play with a pick, and I'm going to turn this damn reverb off. God, that's the Fender thing, am I right? Right? I went to a metal
Yes.
show last night.
You sure did.
I did. I metaled out.
Where's
And-
that at again?
It was a place called No Class in Cleveland. I went to see Coroner, and they were,
Oh, I got the merch.
God, I merged up.
I don't know that venue. I don't know. Was it
Yeah,
something
it's
else?
been there for a while. It's on the west side of Cleveland, and I think it's been No Class for a while. But somebody bought it a couple years ago and like really cleaned it up, made the bathrooms usable. Because it used to throw a real Blondies vibe, like standing water in the bathroom.
Yeah,
And you're like,
right?
why am I here? Oh yeah, I'm going to see this awesome man. No, they cleaned it up nice. There used to be a half pipe in the band room.
Oh,
And
really?
so, like, yeah, Traders played out there a few years ago, and while we're playing,
might
guys
not-
are getting air, you know,
might
pretty
not
wild.
be a good idea.
Yeah.
Break a wrist before you're off.
Yeah, not me. I don't do
no,
that shit. No, the ground is way too far down for me to skateboard.
Right. Oh,
But Navarro, when we go out on the road and when the machines go out and stuff, he takes his skateboard with him, and he ain't getting any younger either, are you, Jay? But God bless him.
yeah.
They can handle it. I like the both pickups on setting on this. I'll give you some like A minor stuff or some A major stuff to play over, right? I'm gonna use this riff one day in a song.
What is that?
Oh, now we're doing this. I'm making noise.
Yeah, no.
I'm literally
Remind me
making noise.
Yeah.
And then I do this little thing. The combination of the pickups is great. I mean, it's really super. You get all the lows and the highs from the humbucker and all that mid-range from the P90 at the same time, and it's just like killer clean
The
sound.
versatility. You just played some screaming metal, and then now you're playing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Sensei, dude. It's awesome. It's awesome. We got one more. We got one more round. I really thought I was excited to put this last guitar in Andy's hands. Because it's super badass. And this is the Charger 290. We have brought back the Bigsby version of the Charger 290 this year. The Charger 290 with the Bigsby, we did limited runs in like 2011, 2012, 2013 in custom colors for different dealers and stuff, but it's never been like an actual production model. And one of those things, again, we've had enough requests for this over the years, and as Johnny Cole always says, don't fear the Bigsby. We really set these things up. So before the guitar leaves Reverend, the bonite nut, the nut slots are done properly. The roller bridge is functioning. The roller in the Bigsby is functioning. We have had historically better luck with the Bigsby B50 even than the Bigsby B5, which is just an indicator of where they're made. I believe the 50s are made in Korea.
Okay.
And their tolerances are great. And so you can really, I think people people think about playing Bigsby's like Floyd's, and then they complain when the guitar goes out of tune, but that's not really what they're designed to do. I mean, you can. And then, it's in tune, it's fine. Anyways, I digress.
What about
Charger 290, this.
That looks sexy.
So, with Pete Anderson, we have an East Sider T, which is sort of a traditional thing, and an East Sider S, which goes to 3 pickups with the trem. And then we are calling this one the East Sider E, which I think we all know what we're referring to when we call it that. So that pickup is the bridge pickup of the East Sider Custom, that with the cherry colored, and last year we did the run in black with gold hardware, but the cherry colored East Sider that's designed to sound like a 335. It's got a set neck and an ebony board, and it's all fancied out. And so we made a blade pickup that looks like that but sounds more like a PAF, and the pickup has been insanely popular. And so we decided to do a whole guitar around it. And so when you look at this, it's actually a little bit warmer than like a Barden or something, which is really trying to mimic the sound of a traditional Tele, whereas this thing is really giving this guitar its own voice. So interestingly, when you're in the middle position, you are running the full humbucker. It's throaty. That sounds awesome. It's that moonshine?
Yeah, it's moonshine. Oh, yeah.
JHS pedals. We like them around here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hot.
So it's done with capacitors. So when you go closer, when you go to the controls towards the end pin there, it sounds more like a single coil, like a traditional single coil. And then when you get all the way into the neck position, it's a little bit muted. And we just do it with caps, so it's humbucking the whole time.
Oh, okay.
And really works great. I like what you're doing too with that moonshine. We use the moonshine pedal around here a lot, and I use it in my bands because I do a lot of like single note percussive stuff. That control on the lower right of that dials in the clean sound of the guitar, like dials in a totally dry signal. So that's why when you're recording like that, you hear all of that very distinctive notes because you can hear the clean sound of the guitar coming through it. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Like, that whole setup is killer.
It has if you ever notice recording electric guitar sometimes, the sound of the actual guitar, like in addition to the amp, you're getting this percussive thing that you don't get like right from the speaker. You kind of get that with that. Like
right.
You're getting that like, I hear the guitar, not just the amp. I love it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It feels really nice.
And it rips. Give him a big rock lead.
Well. Yeah, I can't. It's too early.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah.
Pete wanted to go with kind of a traditional look on that guitar with the yellow, and that is the yellow from the Watt Plower. And don't tell Mike. Oh wait, Mike won't care. Mike's good. Mike's good like that.
That spanks.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they're cool. It's cool. I love one pickup guitars too. I don't know, man. There's something about it. I think it's bad to the bone.
You know, in a touring situation. I love it because you can. But if you need like we do a lot of fly gigs where you got to have,
Yeah.
you get one amp. It might be a line 6. Like you got to have a guitar that's going to be able to play with that. You know what I mean? And I'm serious. Like whatever.
I know.
You're
I
going
know
to
you
get
are.
whatever back line you get. So it's like the more versatile guitar you have, the more chance you have.
Who's dropping a line 6 in your back line?
Well, that hasn't happened in a while, but that little spider valve wasn't bad that they
No,
had.
yeah, no. Hey, you know what? If
Yeah.
you're a pro and you are, like, you can make anything work. You figure out how to make anything work. Because you don't have to. You got to go. That's it.
We did a gig once where they didn't have an amp for me, so I plugged right into a direct box.
Yeah.
like
Do
that
you
was
have,
no pedal? I didn't have. We flew. There's no pedals. It was just right into a direct box, clean, like just.
Yeah. Do you have one of those? And if you don't, you should get one of those Tech 21 fly rigs. I've got one up front. I can show it to you. It's like about this big. I mean, you can throw it in your suitcase.
Yeah.
And it does like
Yeah.
a handful of amp simulations, and you can go right into the board.
We've solved.
And it sounds great.
I have the Friedman IRX.
Okay, yeah,
I
that
use
does
now.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Even Dave said it's like, you run. Just depends what you're running it through. You can run it through a Fender Twin, and it sounds like a full blown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, anything for us?
Yeah, man.
Because I don't want to. I really, although we could sit here and do this all day. It's a pleasure having you here for sure.
Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, Mark Dews says that he knows a guy here in Omaha whose house was destroyed by a tornado last year, and the only thing that survived was his Reverend guitar.
Oh man.
A testament to the durability. Not only road tested, but tornado tested.
Sorry, dude lost his house. That sucks.
Yeah. So, Carmela Patalan wants to know, who is your guitar idol or inspiration?
Oh, my guitar. Well,
Wow.
there would be a few. It depends on the moment in my life. The Nuge, of course, it was from a young age. And then I kind of morphed into the James Hetfield, rhythm guitar. Like, I'm not a shredder. I loved, James's, it's like what he did.
Yeah.
And then you get a little nerdy with some Steve Vai. I eat it up. I eat up a little flexible.
I can
That,
dig it.
record was
Yeah, that
amazing.
flexible thing is cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I have a bunch of gems. Everybody knows.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
With me, it was always more about the guitar than it was about Steve. But I have like a weird relationship with Steve Vai because just like a musical relationship in my mind. Because he played on one of my favorite records of all time, which is PIL's album or cassette or CD or whatever, whatever version of it you have. But the song Rise is like, I love that song. And I'm one of these people where like I like PIL more than the Sex Pistols, right? And people are like, but I'm the guy that likes like whatever like people went on to do always,
Yeah.
And I love that. It's such a weird place to find Vai in that like alternative rock place, and the solo on that song just destroys. And but I just like the guitars a lot, and there's stuff on all of his records that's great. But have you heard the Story of Light record? It's probably getting on about 10 years old now.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
I've been revisiting some of the going back. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
I have
oh,
a lot
yeah,
of that
like
stuff
you
on
do,
cassette, and it's like now I'm going back.
Yeah.
I can listen to that now. It's available. I got a funny Steve Vai guitar story. I bought a Universe, and it was white.
Needed that 7 string.
And
didn't you?
I don't know why, just extra. I call so it was my backup guitar, and I'm doing a gig opening up in Milwaukee somewhere, and I was young and broke a string on my regular guitar, so I grabbed the Universe, and I wasn't practiced with the 7th string. So
Oh, yeah.
it was awful.
You go to grab something and you're like,
just like the E is not an E. Oh, I got it. Oh yeah, I highly suggest practicing. I was not prepared. Yeah.
back to Ted real fast. Are you ever surprised in all of your travels how popular he is in the rest of the country? Because just growing up in the Detroit area and in the Detroit music scene, and like, there's not a lot. I say that there's a lot of musical idols that came out of Detroit, especially for us,
Yep.
and we worked with Ron Ashton for so long, but the whole MC5 Stooges thing is such a huge part of my life. But the Amboy Dukes thing was always the thing that was brought up on rock radio when I was a kid in the
Yeah.
'80s. They talked and Ted was on all the morning shows all the time and doing all this stuff, and in my mind I just always kind of thought of him as a Detroit thing.
Right.
And then you get out into the world, and he's bigger elsewhere, even than he is in his hometown.
He transcended just the music. I think of all the. Remember Miami Vice when he was.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
terrible.
Wow, I forgot all about that.
And then I
Yeah.
saw, and then there was another one. He was on like, what's that? Men. What's that show? I don't know. It's two and a half men.
2.5 Men.
He was
yeah.
like on that, I think, and like doing some appearance and like.
weird.
Yeah, he's like, it transcends just what he did. And I've mentioned this before, I've recorded his last 3 records. I love the guy. I realize people hate him or love him.
Yeah.
And we were kind of teasing about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's like, yeah, it's like, you're not going to make it until you're gone. Like that's the only way that they'll put you in is like when he's not here. Then he can't,
You
say
ready,
anything.
Jeff?
What?
What's that?
I didn't even know there was a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Are you talking about that museum in Cleveland?
well,
Because until they induct the Jay Giles Band, it's just the museum in Cleveland.
yes.
Because they don't have the greatest live band of all time in
Right.
the Rock and Roll Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
yeah, there's some
It's
issues.
not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's some sort of like Beatles museum
Yeah.
nonsense or something at this point. I don't know.
No, yeah.
All right.
I heard Tom
Moving
Morello
on.
talking about it, and he's on the committee. He said it's a lot of politics going on there.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Peter Wolf just wrote a book, and I'm excited to get it because
Yes.
really, and that is a growing up in Detroit thing.
Yes.
I don't know if Jay Giles was as big around the rest of the country as they were in Boston and Detroit and
Right.
Cleveland and like they were because they came here so much and they recorded all their live records. In different venues around the Detroit area,
Right.
between Grandy and the Olympia, and then at Pine Knob, and they're just such an awesome band.
Yeah, from my experience.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well known, but obviously like Seeger, Nugent.
Yeah.
The Detroit thing was so just in rock and roll in general.
Yeah.
Everyone was bigger here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was like there was a little dry spell before Sponge came out. I mean, the Romantics were obviously
Yeah.
huge, and then we had Rhythm Corps kind of
Right.
did okay nationally, and then what was Loud House, and then
Yeah.
Sponge, and then the focus was on Detroit again
Right,
for a
right.
little while there.
Yeah, well,
because of
Detroit,
you guys, it was cool.
There was the bubbling in the '80s, but no one like Seduce, Halloween, and Gunner's band. What was Gunner's band? Cheap Thrill Looks.
Yeah.
And Toby Red.
Toby Red,
Yeah, there were so
Yeah.
many that were just bubbling. They were just about to burst,
Yeah.
but never popped totally national.
Yeah, and people left, like Chad.
Right.
The kids did well, and then Chad got the Chili Peppers gig and split, and
Yep.
yeah, Detroit scene's a crazy ass thing.
Yeah.
It is. It's cool. I had the privilege of seeing like an advanced screening of a documentary movie that is coming out about the Dallas International Guitar Festival, and I got interviewed for it. Actually, I did an interview right here that made the cut, which was kind of cool.
Do I get producer?
But
do I
yeah,
get credits
the
there?
producer of that right there,
I
and
shot
that
it.
made the cut into the movie. I got an advanced screening
Can't
of
wait
it,
for my
watched
check.
it on my phone over the weekend.
wait
It was
for my
very
check.
cool. But Ted has played that a couple times,
yeah.
and they interviewed Ted about the guitar show, and Ted's it up. It was when he's excited about something, he's really excited about something. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's cool. You know what? We were taking questions, is what we were doing.
Yeah, trying to.
Fire away, brother.
So a little combo action here with Peter Fisher and Nick Handley. But
Oh,
Peter,
nice.
Peter wants to know, are we ever going to see a Ken Haas signature East Sider model?
Ooh.
And Nick chimes in with, Andy, what would your hypothetical Reverend signature look like? So I'll let you guys take it from there.
I'll go first. Buy a black East Sider S, beat the shit out of it. You have my signature model. No, I'm not. I don't know. I think when I do that, I think that becomes. I think I'm venturing a little too much into the Paul Reed Smith territory if I put my own name on the company. You know what I mean? I would rather see a long series of Joe Naylor signature models because Naylor plays and Naylor writes music, and a lot of the guitars that you see us going into production with, like the Air Sonic and things like that, are him. Like, I want this because I want it to do this, and then he makes a guitar for himself, or he takes something that's on our platform and does all these crazy mods to it, and then a lot of times that stuff ends up in the line, and then there's all these weird like one-off Joe Naylor guitars, and kind of not to conjure the greats, but I mean like kind of like Leo Fender,
Right.
when Joe's done with it, he's just done with it.
Right.
Like he has no like emotional attachment to any of these instruments. And I think it's really funny, like when Fender designed the Strat, he just told the sales team that they were going to stop making the Tele because he improved on it in his mind. So he was done with that. And those guys were like, no. You know, and then the same thing when it came to the, you know, all of his subsequent designs. He's like, I've topped that, so I don't see any reason to keep making it. And Joe's the same way. Joe makes all these great one-off guitars, and all these guys, like, there's guys out there in the Reverend users groups and stuff like that have them, because when Joe comes up with the new one, he just posts on Facebook, well, I'm letting this one go if anybody's interested, and people buy them up. And I think that would be where the cool, like, weird signature model thing, if we're going to do a signature model for somebody in our organization, it should definitely be Naylor. Write that down.
Right.
How about you? What if you were going to have your dream Reverend signature model?
Well, I'm kind of playing it a lot right now. Like,
You mean the guitar we haven't released yet?
That's right.
Awesome.
I'm gonna
Boy, when we launch that model, I wonder who we're going to have in the studio.
I'm gonna lobby hard for No, I love it. It's is it? We talk about it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, Naylor's riffing on a semi-hollow large body guitar that's a little bit thinner than the Anderson,
right?
And it's still in the refining stage, but we had another round of prototypes made since the one that you have, and
what?
Yeah. Well, there's only one, and it's at Joe's. It's Joe's house for now.
Right.
So, but eventually we'll probably get that into your hands so that you can compare it to the one that you have. And we have a name for it, which I'm not going to say yet, but it's been named, and it is this guitar that you see. When I posted the picture of you about coming on here, I got a million questions about that, and I also got about a half a dozen DMs. What's he playing?
Right.
It kind of looks like an Anderson, but it's not one. I'm
Yes.
like, well, yeah, that's true. It's not. I'm glad you like it so much, man.
Oh
That's
my
cool.
God, yeah. Yep.
Anything else, Jeffrey? We're going to have to wrap this up.
Yeah, man.
I got to go see a guy about a horse.
It's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Yeah. You got some partying to do.
Josh wants to know if there's any chance we'd see more models in a tuxedo finish, all glossy black and gold hardware.
Yes, there sure is. Jeff, do we have any in the queue
Any what?
of what he's asking? I want to do that. We did Sensei's.
We got so many things in the queue.
I know
don't
we have
even
so many things in the queue right now, and but we did Sensei's with Sweetwater in that, and then we did that East Sider custom. I really like that look a lot. I've never particularly been a fan of gold hardware, but when you do it and you do it on black guitars and white guitars, oh my man, you know, there's some colors that it just looks so classy with. This Mulberry Mist being one, I love it. So yeah, I would like to do that. There is definitely a chance. If we don't have it in the queue already, it is something that we'll address again. Boy, a roundhouse would be nice. You know. Anything else there? No, we're good. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're gonna let Andy go. I'm just gonna like chug along in some sort of E riff here. Oh, I got this like weird little thing that I kind of like to do, and that'll give you an opportunity to play over it. What's next for you? Where are you playing this weekend?
I am not for my birthday weekend. No gigs this weekend for myself. I played it last night,
Nice.
no, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill for my birthday for once.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
St. Patrick's Day. Got a couple acoustic gigs up in the that's
Yeah?
right. Two.
In
Two
Detroit?
Yeah, Oxford,
Okay,
and up that way. So yeah, if you're in the Oxford area,
awesome.
yeah.
We have a really exciting weekend next weekend. I know I just got here and I'm leaving again. But Penny and I are going to the Nashville Vintage Guitar Show, which is actually in Franklin, Tennessee. Setup day is on Friday. Rick Vito is playing Friday night in Franklin, which is awesome. And then he should be hanging around the booth, I would imagine, on Saturday and Sunday a little bit. Greg Koch is wrapping up a tour with the Koch Marshall Trio in St. Louis on Saturday night. So Sunday he is driving to Nashville, and a week from Monday we are doing an in-store full band performance of the Koch Marshall Trio at our dealer in Nashville, the Tone Central Station. We're going to send out reminders to everybody in a newsletter next week about all these things going on. But if you are in the Nashville area, surrounding area, if you are anywhere within, say, 8 hours of Nashville, you should go, because it's going to be a hell of a good time. And Greg is obviously a legend, and it's super fun to watch him play in a situation where he'll play a couple songs and take some questions, and then the band, God only knows what's going to happen. So it should be great. So I will be in Nashville next weekend in Franklin at the Guitar Show, and Monday at the Tone Central Station. So I will see you next week. There won't be a show. I'll be back in a couple weeks. We'll talk to you then.